As y'all can see, today's episode is brought to you by DraftKings, baby. In particular, DraftKings Sportsbook, the leaders in the sportsbook realm, man. Not only are they safe, but Deke, they are secure and they are reliable. And for all of the first-time people, when you first sign up for DraftKings and you use that promo code MOATS, as I pull it up for you right there, see what you get right there, man. Up to $1,000 in deposit bonus money. I mean, it's an awesome concept. Whatever you put in on your first, bet once you sign up and you use that promo code MOATS, if you put in $200, well, the good old people at DraftKings says, well, you know what? They use the promo code MOATS. We like MOATS a lot. We'll throw in another $200 as well. That simple, ladies and gentlemen. So, yeah, but we do know, Deke, at times, everybody can't handle gambling.
It's unfortunate. At
times, some people might be lacking in self-control. Some people might even have what you call a problem with gambling.
Right.
Well, you know what I have to tell those people?
What's that?
If you have a problem, if your problem is with gambling, you need to call 1-800-GAMBLER. Call 1-800-GAMBLER. You better call them on the phone. What if it's a crisis? Well, we got crisis canceling. If you need referral services or if you got that gambling problem, you better call 1-800-GAMBLER.
So Diontae, man, it's a tough one. Love the dynamic play that he fumbled on. I'm like, wow, you're making something out of nothing.
Move, bro. He definitely
hell of a catch.
He looked fast as heck too coming out of that.
He just holds on to the ball, but I think there was another one or two plays where he dropped the ball. Now, I don't know if you want to blame Mason or not. Was it thrown a little bit too high?
Yeah.
I feel like he should have caught him. Mm-hmm. His stat line at the end of the day actually reads kind of decent. Didn't he have like 80 or 90 yards, 8 catches?
Yeah.
Something like that. 7 receptions, 83 yards.
Yeah.
13 targets.
Excuse me.
Yeah. What do I feel about Diontae? We saying a step back with the ball security? I think that's the only thing you can really say.
That's kind of where I fall right now because we expect Diontae to excel with the ball after the catch. That's something that he's been doing since he's coming here as a rookie. But the ball security has been his Achilles heel. That has been his knock. It was ball security and it was drops. You could kind of lump them together, but handling the ball, that's, what the thing was for him. And up until last week before, he had been excelling in those avenues, but now you're seeing multiple weeks where it's like, yo, what's going on here, man? So for me, I was a little bit disappointed with that part because I did think in a game like this, and obviously the reason why Ray was getting so targeted is because he created. No, and the funny thing is, the more I think about it,
number
makes
one
sense.
Receiver yesterday.
I don't like it, but it makes sense. He's a guy that creates separation in a hurry. Diontae is a guy that creates separation in a hurry. We know, as we've talked about, why we want to work through the tight ends because we said our O-line isn't the best. You're not going to have a lot of time to have these elongated routes, and if throwing into tight windows is an issue, which we've said at times it has been this season, right? We said, man, they got to get more separation because it's not like, Seven is doing that on a high level like he used to. Where, hey, man, we ain't worried about that. That guy on your hip, man, we're gonna put it right there every single time. It's still good, but it's not to where it used to be, right? So with that, when I think of Ray, it's like Ray gets open right away. Now, we might not like what Ray do once he gets the ball, but he does get open, which is part of the reason why I'm like, I had expectations higher for Diontae because I thought, man, this is a Diontae game even more so now with Mason being a quarterback, even more so with Chase being out. It looked like it was about to be a James Washington game for a little while, man.
There was one by Diontae. I think was it a drop in like the back of the end zone or something?
When he got the pass interference as well?
He got a pass interference. James Washington got a pass interference on one.
But that's the player you're talking about. He's like, because he still could have. Is that the one?
No, James Washington had one. Diontae had another one.
Yeah,
though.
okay.
Diontae had another one, but I think he ended up dropping. It would have been a sick play, but they called pass interference anyway.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just a weird one. It could have been, it could have been 100 yards for Diontae. I don't know who you really want to chalk that a couple of those drops up to, Diontae or Mason. I feel like Diontae probably should have caught the balls though, a couple of them. The one I remember, it was high. It was high. I don't know if Diontae jumped a little too early. It was just a little off.
It's just one of those things. It's like, because we've had and we'll go through this whenever 7 does retire, right? This is the effect of when you've had a franchise guy at that position. We know what it looks like, so our expectations are going to be that. So because we've had an Antonio Brown before, any receiver that we speak of that we want to put in that type of franchise receiver category, that's the standard we're going to hold you to. And it's going to be no different whenever Ben is gone and they say this is the new franchise. We'll be like, well, look, man, we've seen what a franchise quarterback looks like. It has to be here. That's the standard. And we're not going to lower that standard for you. So with Diontae, as we're criticizing him, it's like, yes, you still play good, but we think you can be here.
Same thing with Claypool.
Right. It's like
it's both of them. We're waiting. We're just waiting a little bit.
Take that step, man. It's there for you. You're talented enough to do it. And we've seen you flash. That's the other part. It's not like we haven't seen them do it. And that's the thing when we get to the defense with Devin Bush. That's the frustrating part. It's like, we've seen you do these things in spurts, but you got to do it consistently. You got to do it every snap. That's the difference between your good players and your elite players, man.